ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महामदन्नाय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरक्षिते गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय तवैवास्मे नदीवामि त्वया विना इति ज्ञाने राधे तन्मे मां शरणं। First of all, my koti dandavat pranati in the lotus feet of my spiritual master. Nitya Praveshtam Vishnupad Astota Sasana Bhakti Pratyam Vishnupad. And same unto the later spirit of my Shiksha Guru Nitya Praveshtam Vishnupad Astota Sasana Bhakti Vedant Swami Maharaj. My dear Sannyasi, Brahmachari, or Vaishnava and Vaishnavita. We are telling from beginning that without bhajan, anyone cannot be happy. Actually, we are not this physical body. There is a lot of. Our soul, we are different from this body. But by the irresistible maya of Krishna, we are thinking that I am this body. The happiness, sorrow, problems are mine. But actually this is wrong. We are always eternal servant of Krishna. We forget Him. And that is why this is illusory Maya killing. And we are thinking that this way. And whatever we do, not to please Krishna, to be pleased by self. But this is quite wrong. You cannot be happy in time immemorial. So, our Rishi Muni has discovered without bhajan, anyone cannot be happy. But what is bhajan? That we are explaining. Bhajan means sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam saranam praja aham tvam sarva papabhyo mokshasya masisya. Giving up all the religions, worldly, take the shelter of my Krishna state. And whatever will be seen by giving up all these religions, then I will save him from all. So, we should not expend our time only in sense gratification and for this body only. What is bhajan? To take shelter in the lotus feet of Krishna. That is, O Krishna, you are mine. I am not this body. And to chant the holy name of Krishna. Krishna has told, I have invested all my power, all my qualities, all my mercies in these names, especially since the name Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So, if you will do like that, then Hare Naam, Hare Naam, Hare Naamai Vaki Valam. Kalau naste gati rahi. Only there is one way to be had. Hare Naam, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. There is no way other. So by this we can be happy forever. Krishna will liberate from this world and He will take us in His Guru Vrindavan and He will engage us in His service. If you have done in your past life so many sins, Mahapapa, even Krishna will excuse you. There is Upakhyan in Srimad Bhagavatam, Ajami Upakhyan. You can hear this and imagine how Krishna is so powerful. Shyamrami will explain. Do you want to come and sit? If you like, you can come and sit.
Where's Kishore?
First, I offer my unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Diksha Gurudev, Nishalila Pravishta Om Vishnu Pai, Asto Prasad Sri Srimad, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and the same unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Shiksha Gurudev, Om Vishnu Pai, Astotra Satisri Srimad, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj, to all of our disciple succession, all the sannyasigan, all the assembled devotees, and all of our honored guests. Srila Gurudev has ordered me to describe in brief the history of a most sinful person named Ajamil in order to give evidence of the glory of chanting the holy name of Krishna or Vishnu. Parikshit Maharaj is asking Srila Sukadeva Goswami, the narrator of Srimad Bhagavatam, you've already described the various hellish planets and karmic activities and how the living entity is transmigrating through 8,400,000 species of life. Now I'd like to know how they can be delivered. Sukadeva Goswami offered the process of atonement, performing pious activities, austerity, charity, truthfulness, cleanliness, worshipping the Brahmanas, taking the renounced order as means to counteract sinful activities. So Parikshit Maharaj told him, this is very nice that it can counteract something sinful that someone has performed, but it doesn't take away the tendency of the heart to commit new sinful activities. Just like an elephant will take bath in a river, and then as soon as it comes out, it throws dust all over its body. So by performing material pious activities, it may counteract one's sinful activity, but once again, because of one's being in the modes of nature, one will again perform sins and go to various hellish planets. So how can the living entity be free? So Sukadeva Goswami mercifully replied, for the benefit of all living beings, that the chanting of the holy name in pure devotional service not only counteracts the reactions of one or two sinful reactions in one life, but it counteracts the sinful reactions of millions upon millions of lives. More sins than one could possibly commit are counteracted and purified by the chanting of the holy name, and the tendency to commit new sinful activities is totally eradicated from the heart. Cheto darpanam arjanam bhavamahadavami nirvapanam. By the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, the holy names of the Lord, the heart is cleansed of all dust, all accumulated contamination, and one is free from the cycle of birth and death. So to give evidence of this, he told one history of a very sinful person. The person wasn't born sinful, he was born in a very pious family. And his father, his parents, taught him how to be very religious. He would listen to his elders, he was very respectful, he was truthful, he was clean, he had all brahminical qualities, he was equal to everyone. One day, and he had a very chaste and faithful religious wife. One day, when he was performing service for his father to get some purified grass and other paraphernalia for a sacrifice, he saw, as he was passing by in the streets, he saw one low-class Sudra embracing and kissing a prostitute. They were both drunk, their eyes were rolling in intoxication, and they were just maddened, just like animals, trying to enjoy sense gratification, totally forgetting the responsibility of the human life. Then this prostitute looked lustfully for one moment at Ajamil. And because of his good training, he tried to control his mind. No, I must remember that I have to follow my brahminical principles. I must remember my upbringing. But because he wasn't situated in pure devotion, he was just situated in the material mode of goodness. And the modes of nature in the material world are always changing. but because he's still within the control of the modes of nature, his past sins give him new desires that he wasn't aware of. Destiny takes over. So he couldn't control his mind. And he took that prostitute and he took all of his parents' inheritance and spent it on the lusty activities of being that prostitute. He forgot all of his religious principles. He engaged in abominable, sinful activities, hurting people, being drunk, and in the prostitute's womb he begot 10 children, the youngest of whom was named Narayana. This is the grace of the Vedic culture, that people naturally name their children names of God. So Ajamil was very attached to his youngest son, Narayana. He was already 88 years old, but he was so attached to the chattering and pattering and broken language of his little boy. So in his absorption, whenever he chewed and ate, he would say, come on, Narayana, come and chew and eat with me. Come and drink with me. Come on, sit on my lap. He didn't realize how inexhaustible time was enveloping him and devouring him. Then gradually the time of death came, and he saw 3 very fierce, not humans, but creatures, with twisted bodies and faces, hairs on the body standing erect, sharp teeth, and they were coming with ropes, and they put those ropes around his neck, and now they were dragging him to the hellish regions. So many hellish planets Sukadeva Goswami had just been describing to Maharaj Pariksit. Like they would take a sinful man up to the top of a mountain, throw him down to the bottom of a mountain. He would break into millions of pieces, but he couldn't die because he had a special hellish body. And they would put him back together, bring him to the top of the mountain, throw him down again, and this would happen again and again. So Ajamil was so afraid, and his son was playing right near him. So in fear and attachment, he began to call out, Narayana, 4 syllables, Narayana. Not thinking of the Lord, thinking of his son, but with reference to the context. 4 very, very beautiful Vishnu Dutas, or messengers of Lord Vishnu, immediately appeared on the scene. Why 4? Srila Gurudev explained, Narayana, because he chanted the 4 syllables of Lord Narayana. And so 4 very beautiful Vishnu Dutas appeared, and they immediately, in a resounding voice like a cloud, began to chastise the Yamadutas. And the Yamadutas began to inquire from the Vishnu Dutas, who are you? You look very beautiful. Your eyes are like lotus petals. Your garments are glittering like gold. You have very beautiful features. Why are you obstructing us? The Vishnu Dutas replied, well, who are you to chastise this person? What makes somebody eligible for punishment? So the Yamadutas, the constables of the god of death, Yamaraj, replied, actually, when you get down to it, all the entities are subject to punishment. Even if someone is pious, unknowingly he'll step on grass and destroy ants. What to speak of if they're sinful? So according to the level of their sinful and pious activities, everyone has to suffer in different species of life, in different hellish conditions. So the Vishnu Dutas told them, no, you are actually punishing someone who's not punishable. Because although atonements, material atonements, can never purify the heart of a sinful person, the supreme atonement of chanting the holy names of the Lord, and as Gurudev said, particularly the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. lives, and purifies the heart and frees the heart of all tendency to commit sinful activities. Moreover, all good qualities come to that person. So because this person, Ajamil, was chanting the holy name of the Lord, not with offenses, but he was chanting almost defenselessly, because he was not consciously chanting to counteract his sins. Rather innocently, he was calling out the name of the Son, but with reference to the context, Lord Narayana, even if someone's chanting not purely, but chanting innocently, Lord Narayana says, I must protect him. And what kind of sins? Even if such a person is a slaughterer of cows, a drunkard, has sex life with his guru's wife, is a murderer, any kind of sin, the holy name eradicates. And even if someone dies who's been chanting the holy names, if he dies by falling off a rooftop, or by broken bones, or by high fever, still all of the sins are eradicated. So Ajamil was not yet qualified to attain love of God, but because he had seen the pure devotees of the Lord, Sadhu Sangha, Sharva Shastra Koi, Lava Matra Sarva Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hoy, by 1/11 of a second of the association of a pure devotee, like Srila Gurudev, by that association, one can achieve all perfection. So previously, Ajamil had been chanting without the help of the Guru. So there was no way that he could chant pure Nam. But when he was hearing the discussion of the Vishnu Dutas and the Yama Dutas, because the Vishnu Dutas are pure associates of the Lord, he got their association and he was purified by their explanation. And that way it was like he was given initiation to receive the seed of Shuddha Nam, or pure Nam. Just like about 100 devotees this morning received the seed of pure Nam from Srila Gurudev. And the opportunity is there for the rest of us who haven't had yet that opportunity. So now that Ajamil received the seed of Shuddha Nam, now his whole life changed. He wanted to speak to the Yamadutas, to the Vishnu Dutas, but they immediately disappeared. And because of his now purified existence from having the association of the pure devotees, he began lamenting and repenting. I'm so sinful. I gave up my chaste and religious wife for this lowly prostitute, and I've eaten her food. If we eat food prepared by a non-devotee, by a materialist, by a sinful person, by an offensive person, I get that mentality. So I became just like her. From now on, I will never fall again. He had such determination by his pure association. Now I will engage in devotional service, I will chant the holy name of the Lord, and I will not fall again. He immediately left everything, and he went to Haridwar, and he performed severe austerities, taking shelter of a Vishnu temple. And very soon, by his pure chanting of the holy name, the Vishnu Dutas returned to him. And now he was able to speak to them, and they were speaking to him, because he had followed their instructions and become purified. So they took him, and he stepped on the head of death, and they brought him to a golden throne on a golden airplane that took Ajamil right to Vaikuntha. In the meantime, the Yamadutas went to their Lord, the God of death, and they said, there are so many different opinions about who should get what punishment. But we always thought that you were the supreme in deciding this. But we see that your order fell through, it failed. Is there someone superior to you? So Yamaraj explained that we are Mahajans. Myself, Bhishma, Janak, and there are 12 Mahajans who know the principles of religion. Who should get punished, who should get rewarded. But the maker of religion, Dharmam tu Shakshat Bhagavat Pranitam, met Lord Krishna himself. And he says, Manmana Baba Madhavato, if you just think of me, become my devotee, always chant my name. As Gurudev said, surrender to me, giving up all material religious activities, I free you from all sin. So my order to you is never go near someone who has taken shelter of a pure devotee of the Lord. Only bring to me those who have no association with pure devotees, those who are not chanting the holy name of the Lord, and who are thus engaged in material activities. So we're all very, very fortunate that we have such sublime activity, a sublime association as Srila Gurudev, who is the first and best disciple of our Srila Prabhupada Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, and who, in his succession, is giving the seed and the fruition of that pure holy name, so that not only we become free from all problems of life, but we can attain the Goloka Vrindavan and become an associate of Krishna and Radha and all of their associates. Thank you very much.
You have heard the glory of Krishna Nam. Ajamil was of a very aristocratic family, but how he went in the forest and he was entangled with a prostitute, low cost. And he did all kinds of sins. But only by one thing, he kept his son named Narayana. And thus, Jambu, he was out of the control of Jamaraj also. When he heard the name of glory of the name of Narayana from four Bhut Narayana, at once his name was changed into pureness, because they were person, associate of Narayana. From then he heard the glory, and then he went to Haridwar. And he did his hard study. And then he went to Vaikuntha. If this is the glory of Narayana name, you cannot imagine the power of Krishna, because Narayana has come from Krishna. So more powerfully, Narayana Nam chanted in Vaikuntha, but Krishna Nam in Vrindavan Braj Guru. So this is the glory of Narayana. Once, four rishis, Sanatana, Sanatana, they went to Vaikuntha to take darshan of Narayana. But Jai Vijay, the god of Narayana, they disturbed. So they caused Jai Vijay, now for 3 births you will be Asur, Daitadana. So they came in this world as Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha. Very, very powerful. You will hear afterward. Among 2 brothers, elder was Hiranyaksha. He fought with Vishnu, Narayana, and he was killed. Then his body was collected from the battle and it was brought to palace, and it was covered with a white cloth. All began to weep. For mother, brother, wife, sisters, there was none that who can give consolation to others, his relatives. The Nitashi was very learned. He knew all the theory of Vedic, but only he could not follow. This is called tradition. They know everything, but they can't follow it. Then he began to tell, oh, why are you weeping? You should not weep. Because he has been killed in battle, so heaven is reserved from him. So don't weep. Also you should know why you are weeping. Oh, he is sleeping here. He told a previous story. Said there was a king, what? Sujata. And he was killed in the battle. His dead body was brought in palace and was covered in white dress. Jam Maharaj came there as a 5-year-old boy and began to tell, why you are weeping? Oh, and the old person told, oh, go and play, you cannot understand. He told, jump. Oh, what I know, you don't know. Why you are weeping? Then they told, an old person told, oh, they are all weeping for Hiranyaksha, that is Sujata. Oh, but he is here. You are telling lie, false. He is here sleeping. You should call him, he will come back. No, we are not waiting for body, but we are waiting for soul. Oh, do you know how much golden color or black color he was? How tall? What was the qualities of soul? You know? No. Then why weeping? So, you should know that you are not this big body. You are so part and parcel of Krishna. Then, after some day, this Hiranyakashipu had a son. His name was Prahlad. He sent to his school to Sandamar to Guru or teacher. After some days, Prahlad one day returned from his school. His mother decorated him and gave him the land of his father. Father told, oh my dear son, what do you have? stuck in his coat. What is the better than? Then what Prahlad told? Madhava Maharaj will speak.
Number 1.
ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So as you heard from Srila Gurudev, that when Prahlad Maharaj came from Gurukul, his mother decorated him very nicely because he was prince, and he put him in the lap of Hiranyakashipu, the father of Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Hiranyakashipu caressed his head and told, "Oh my dear son, what you have learned so far in your Gurukul?" Prahlad Maharaj is very bold. He told, "Tab sadhu manne asuravarja dehinam sada samudvikna dhiyat satagraha hittatma pakam vyamandha kupam vanangato yadharimasvaye." Oh my dear father, he is not telling dear father. He is telling Tab sadhu manne asuravarja dehinam. Oh the best demon. Because Hiranyakashipu was king of demon, so he is not addressing him as a father, he is telling the best demon. Hiranyakashipu thought, oh, he is praised me so much, but actually it is not praise. I think this is the best. To give up this dark oil, this household life, go to forest and do bhajan. What is the forest? Like Vrindavan, Navadvip, Mayapur, Jagannath Puri Dham, go and do bhajan. Why Prahlad Maharaj told this household life is dark oil? Our previous acharyas and Guru Vargas give an analogy about that. Who is doing bhajan? Their household life is not dark oil. Their center is Krishna, center is Gurudev, so they are not in dark oil. Who is not doing bhajan for them, Prahlad Maharaj told. Why so? That giving one example. Once, one king went for hunting. He had army with him, but by chance he separated from his army and ministers. So he became alone. In the meantime, he saw from a distance one tiger ferociously running towards him. That, oh my gosh, what shall I do? No army with me, no minister. How shall I go? Then he tried to run as much as fast as possible. But how he can run more faster than a tiger? He saw in front of him there is a well, and some small tree came from the bank of that well. He thought, I will jump inside that well, when tiger will go away, or my army and ministers search me, they will come. They will chase the tiger away, and I will go with him back to my royal palace. So he held the two branches of the tree and jumped inside the well. When he went to down, he saw so many poisonous, ferocious black snakes. And he said, as soon as he go down, snake will bite and he will die. What shall I do? If I go down, then snake will bite. If I come up, tiger will follow me. And tiger gets the smell of human beings. Only road is not going far away from there. And in the meantime, he saw two rats came out from the hole of the oil. He just kept cutting the two branches which he was holding. And when he was jumping, and another next branches there was beehive. He was dilapidated and honey is dropping down, just passing through his nose. So golden color, so nice. He forgot. Death is up. dent his bottom, and two rats are cutting the branches. If he not go down or up, that tree is very sharp. They'll cut and they're bound to go drop down. And the one is quite white and the rat was black. He found out all these things and he saw, oh, so nice honey. He took his tongue and catching one after another drop. Oh, so sweet, so sweet. He forgot completely. And oh, I missed one drop. Oh my goodness. Again try. So what is the mystery behind this? The tiger is personification of death. Whoever taken birth in this world, they bound to die. Even big scientists and doctors, even they could not check their old age and death for a second. Must have to die. And what is the two rats? Two rats means one is white and another black. Means we are passing our time. We are losing our paramayu, our lifespan. One day, one night. The white was denote daytime because day is bright, and dark rats denote night because the night is dark. So by one day, then 1 week, 1 fortnight, 1 month, 1 year, by this, is passing, is losing his time. And what is bottom of the snakes? All problem of the material world. So if someone want to come over this problem and want to be happy, then must have to take shelter of a bona fide Guru and have to do bhajan being in Vrindavan or Navadvip Dham of Jagannath Puri. You may ask, oh, how so many people will fit there? You have to think about that. Krishna will arrange for us. If somebody cannot go there, by physically must be in mind. In terms of why he is telling all these things, Vishnu is my enemy. He has killed my brother. Oh, then he told his Gurukuli teacher, Narayana, they told, oh, this is a small boy, tell him naturally, send him again, we'll teach him. Then they sent him to Gurukul again. After a few months, Prahlad Maharaj came back again, and same way his mother decorated him and go to Hiranyakashipu's lap. He told, oh my dear son, which you learned so far? He told, Savanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Bandanam Dasam Sakhamakmani Vedanam Iti Pungsar Vida Vishnu Bhaktisthyanavalakhana Kriya Bhagavat Tadhajan Tanmanyaditamuttamam. Oh my dear father, I think this is the best. Savan of Srihari and Kirtan, Smaran remembrance, all these things, the 9 links of bhakti. And first we have to surrender yourself lotus feet of Vishnu. Vishnu is 2 types. One Ashraya Vishnu, another Vishaya Vishnu. I mean Ashraya Bhagavan and Vishaya Bhagavan. Ashraya Bhagavan means bona fide Gurudev and Vishaya Bhagavan means Krishna. If you do so, and this is the best thing, hearing this, he became very angry and looked towards Narayana. You are teaching all these things? No, we never teach. Why has learned all these things? We don't know, we never told to him to tell us all these things. Okay, I'm giving last chance to you. Then he asked, oh Prahlad, how your mind fixed with Vishnu? And Prahlad told, talk to God. Now, what Prahlad was replying? And what is the result and what anything chaos created in Hiranyakashipu's mind to learn from Srimad Bhajanath Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Three slokas.
Akyavati Nirandasya Dhananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmiritanena Tasmai Sri Gurave Vansha Kalpa Tarutyasya Kripa Sindhu Vairvatya Patitanam Pavanekyo Vaishnavekyo. First of all, I offer my humble Namavatana to the lotus feet of my Durban Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrakacharya Ashtakataro Sri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Srimad Narayana Swami Maharaj. Dandavat to all the previous spiritual masters, our guardians in the line of Srila Swami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I offer my Dandavat to all the guests, Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, uncles, aunties, under the guidance headed by Tridandi Sannyasis and other Vaishnavas. Shri Gurudev ordered me to continue the teachings of Prahlad Maharaj, as we have just heard from Pujapad Bhaktivedanta Maharaj, how Prahlad Maharaj, young boy, 5 years. Prahlad, where did you learn this? And he called the teacher, Sandana Marka. What is this? Are you teaching him about Vishnu, the teachings of Krishna? I shall punish you. And they said to Hiranyakashipu, no, don't punish us. We are not at fault. We have only followed your orders. Then how is it that he has become like that? There must be someone in the garb or guise of a Vaishnava poisoning him. Then he asked Prahlad, where did you learn this? Prahlad said, my father. Navdei vidur swartakatim hi Vishnu durashaya bahirartamanina andaya tandair padiyamanas tam tishli tantyam uri dhamni badaha. He said, my dear father, I am very sorry, for those like you who are absorbed in this material existence. They will never be able to understand that the real goal is to obtain the guidance, the shelter, the lotus feet of Vishnu. Rather, you cannot understand what is the real goal, what is your real fortune, how to be happy and how to attain perfection. You have chosen a guru, a leader who is blind like you. Why? In this material world, we all want happiness and we think that this person can help me. I will go to this school, this university, this famous person. He will give guidance. He has written a book, how to be happy and how to master the material energy and manipulate it in such a way that we can obtain sense gratification. But what is this? This is like a blind man who wants to find a way, and he holds the hand of another blind man. What is their destiny? Holding the hand of one blind man, the other blind man, they both fall into the ditch. And they are lost forever. So this is the goal, my dear father, Prahlad says, of a person like you who's always absorbed in the external energy. I can give you advice, my dear father. Only, if you want to come out of this situation, anyone who's absorbed in the material energy, who thinks he can be happy in this world, there is only one way to come out of this. And that is to roll in the dust of the lotus feet of pure sadhus, pure Vaishnavas. Take the dust of the lotus feet and smear it all over your body. Only by that process, my dear father, will the strong, deep impressions of sense gratification disappear from your heart, and you will receive inspiration to worship Krishna. Not only that, father, I will give you one more advice. You are actually a hopeless case, Prahlad said. Madirna Krishna paratak satova mito vipatyata griha vratanam adanta govir visitamta vishram punas charvika charvananam. Father, your mind, intelligence is absorbed completely in griha vratanam. You have taken a vow to stay in this material world and make your home, your sense gratification the goal of your life. Who has taken a vow, who thinks that he can be happy in this world. I will build my house, I will collect so many items. Horses, cats, dogs, children, money, cars. I will take interest in cultivating the temporary gold in this material world. I will become a popular person and look after so many social amenities and be a useful, responsible person. All these things, my dear Father, who have taken vow and interest to make this the goal of their life, even if they sit together, come together, and hear instructions about the spiritual benefits that one can obtain in life, he will not be able to understand it. Why? Because he has made that vow, I shall be happy in this world. And I don't worry what comes after this life. For them, what are they doing? They are chewing that which has been chewed time and time again. What did our forefathers do? What did our grandfather do? Our father, our forefathers, the same thing. They thought we should be happy in this world. If they were actually spiritually inclined, we will be very, very fortunate. But in general, 99.9% of the population, they think we should be happy by getting married, earning money, having happiness from collecting so many items in our household, raising children, looking after them, and in the meantime, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, their life passes in vain. And at the end of their life, oh my God, where am I going? They have no idea. And again, they will rotate in the 8,400,000 species which are available in this world according to that karma. But in the human form of life, we can actually transcend this eternal, continuous cycle of birth and death in which we have become entrapped since time immemorial. That Prahlad is explained to his father here. He said, but Father, those who are not able to appreciate this knowledge because they have made a vow to be happy in this world, they are simply engaged in chewing that which has been chewed so many times before. Like a dog. What is his business? A dog is running after another dog who has a bone, who he has somehow found. Digging up in the earth, he has found the bone. What was the origin of that bone? Some other dog has buried that bone in the ground. He has been chewing it and chewing it. The dog finds the bone. He wants to chew it. Another dog comes and they fight, and one runs away with the bone. And what is happening? Chewing that bone, he thinks how tasteful it is. What is actually happening? His jaws are getting screwed up, and he tastes his own blood. This is chewing the chew. We are trying so much to enjoy sense gratification, but what is the price? We have to work very, very hard day and night. And a little bit of sense gratification is obtainable in the form of sex life and in the form of looking after the small children. But where are you when the small children become big and they don't listen to you anymore? And they take drugs and do whatever they want to do? Where is the happiness? Sorrow after sorrow, problem after problem. So this is the position of those who have made a vow to stay in this world. My dear Father Prahlad said, you are very, very unfortunate. You will not be able to understand this. Then what happened after that, we will hear from the next speaker.
Then his father Hiranyakashipu became so angry, he became red, and he wanted to kill him, Prahlad, by throwing from the mountains living in ocean, in fire, snakes biting, poisonous food, so many days. His one sister was Holika. She had some food that she will not burn in fire. She took Prahlad and entered in fire. She was dead, burned into ashes, and Prahlad came out as it is coming from snow house. In this way, he tried so much to kill Prahlad, but he could not. Then he began fear. Oh, due to this boy, I will be killed. Oh. Then he became very well. Then September, they told, oh, my father is outside, Sukracharya, he will come and he will do, and day or two he is to come and he will send the boy. So again they took them. But how Hiranyakashipu was so powerful? Previously he went to a mountain and standing on a toe of 1 foot, standing for 60,000 years. Brahma saw that everything is stopped in this world. Then he came to Hiranyakashipu and told that unsatisfied, you should ask any broom. Hiranyakashipu told, I should be immortal. Anyone cannot, in whole life I will be. Said, no one can kill me. Brahma told, I cannot give this. But instead of anything else you should ask. Then he told that I should not die in daytime, night time. I should not I should not be killed by any animal or any man or Dana, demon, snakes. I should not be killed in any year. Not in the sky, not in up and on earth or anyone that you have created Brahma. Oh, by they cannot kill me. Oh yes, I'm getting thirsty. So, by this bone he became very, very powerful. He conquered Indra. All demons became his subordinates. And thus, but those who are doing bhajan, they are very powerful. Always Krishna protects them. So, Hiranyakashipu could not kill him. So, one day, Sandamata asked, Sandamata went for any job and made Prahlad tutor, monitor of the class. When the two brothers, Sandamata, went outside, then all boys began to tell that, oh, we should play. But Prahlad Maharaj told that, oh, listen me first and then play. And then what he told?
Gurave Gurachandra Radhikaya Krishna Krishna Bhaktaya Bhaktaya Namo Namah. So first of all, I have to pronounce the Lotus feet of Gurudev on Vishnupad, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Swami Maharaj, Chidani Sannyasis, Brahmacharis, Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis. Thank you for coming to hear some Harikatha. So Srila Gurudev has ordered us to discuss what Prahlad Maharaj told the demon sons. So Sandanamaka had gone outside and they put Prahlad in charge of the classes. So all the boys began to muck around and play. Then Prahlad said, no, don't. You should come and hear something. You should worship and serve the Supreme Lord. Then the boy said, Prahlad, we don't know anything about worship to the Supreme Lord. Then Prahlad said, Komanam acharat pragya dharmam bhagavatamiha durba manasa janma tadapi adruvam atadam. Prahlad said, spiritual life should begin from the age of Komana, from the age of 5 years old. Why? Because this human form is very rarely achieved. Adruvam atadam. Even though it's true this human form of life is also temporary, like other forms of life, it can afford one the greatest benediction. There are 8,400,000 species of life, 900,000 aquatics, Stavram Lakshadimsati, 2 million types of plant species, Krinyo, Sankarunyako, 2,100,000 types of bacteria, worms, germs, and insects, Paksinam, Dasalakshanam, 1 million types of birds, Chatur Lakshanabha, Manava, and only 400,000 species of humans. This human form of life is the only form of life in which one can practice spiritual life properly. In the heavenly planets, the demigods have so much material enjoyment, they cannot worship the Lord. And the low species, there is so much suffering, they cannot remember the Lord. Therefore, this human form of life, even though it's also temporary, there's not too much enjoyment, there's not too much suffering. Therefore, this human form of life, one can engage oneself in remembering the Lord. That is the prime benediction of the human form of life. Therefore, one who gets the human form of life but does not chant the name of Bhagavan, does not remember Him, does not offer respects to the Vaishnavas, then that person is like a two-legged animal. Only difference, no horn and no tail. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj said, Komram Acharat Pragya, begin spiritual life from 5 years old. And the boy said, but Prahlad, when we're old and in the wheelchair, then we can do bhajan after we've enjoyed a lot. Then when there's no more enjoyment, then Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Then Prahlad said, no. Because you only live 100 years. Even nowadays, who lives 100 years? Most people are popping the cork when they're 70 years or 80 years. Very few people live to 100 years in this Kali Yuga. Actually, what is the lifespan in America? You know, the real lifespan of a person in America? 50 years. Because there's so much abortion going on. Therefore, just say by some miracle, you live to 100 years. Prahlad Maharaj said, 50 years you lose by sleep. Person who have uncontrolled senses, then they sleep day and night in ignorance. Then if you take 100 minus 50 years of sleep, how much is left? 50 years. So when you're a child, passing stool in the nappy, crawling here and there, you cannot do anything. You cannot understand the goal of life. So 10 years is lost in childhood. How much is left? 50 minus 10? 40 years. Then 10 to 20, we waste our life playing cricket, playing soccer, going to school. Remember how terrible that was? 10 years lost in playing with friends, mucking around. So that means 40 minus another 10. How many left? 30. Then don't forget old age. 80 to 100. You can only eat mashed potatoes. You cannot think, you cannot speak, you cannot hear. Because all the senses are destroyed by time. So 80 to 100, 20 years lost. How many left? 10 years. So my friends, in those 10 years, you're going to get a job, you're going to get an education, you're going to get married, you're going to raise a Hare Krishna. When is the time for spiritual life? Therefore, spiritual life should begin right now. What good things should be done today, a good thing you should not put up to tonight or even tomorrow. So ladies and gentlemen, spiritual life begins from where?
Today.
Not even tonight, now. Take shelter of bona fide Guru, take mantra from him and chant the holy name, make your lives perfect. So Prahlad said, gave so many wonderful instructions on spiritual life. How can the materialists remember the Supreme Lord at the time of death? Their minds are filled with images of their children, grandchildren, parents, friends, relatives. They're attached to their shops, attached to their businesses, attached to their homes and cars. Then how they can remember the Supreme Lord? Such persons live in vain. Therefore the boy is asked, Prahlad, how we can start spiritual life? And where did you get all this knowledge from? Then Guru Maharaj just explained, when Hiranyakasipu was standing on one leg, with his hands in the air for 60,000 years. That time he went to another place. So his wife, Kayadu, she was pregnant. The Indra came to kill the baby in the womb, Prahlad. But Narad Muni stopped. That is not any son of any demon. That is a great Mahajan, Prahlad Maharaj. So Kayadu was taken by the great saints, Narad Rishi, to his ashram. And Narad Muni, what's he doing day and night? Narad Muni bajai bina adhikaramana name. Narad Muni always chanting Radhi Radha Hari Ram, Ram Ram, Hari Hari. Day and night he's always speaking topics of Krishna. And Prahlad was there in the womb for 60,000 years. And he heard all spiritual instructions from his Guru. Then he was born with perfect devotion. Are we doing a different thing tonight? What Prahlad Maharaj did millions of years before in Satyuga, we don't have to change anything. We only have to hear from a perfect spiritual master. All perfection is achieved just by hearing. Prahlad Maharaj never even saw his Guru, but he performed the topmost service to the spiritual master. What's the best service to the Guru? Hearing. When Gurudev came to Australia the first time, what do I want from you? He goes, I want your ears. I don't want anything else. It means hear my instructions and try and practice them. This is the greatest dakshin or gift we can give to the spiritual master. So, Guru Sususaya Bhakta Savarabdhabanena Cha Sangena Sangha Bhaktena Iswara Aradhanena Cha Shradaya Tatkataya Cha Kirtanam Gunakarmaka Tad Param Guru Dhyana Tamnigekshara Adana Adivi. Spiritual life, what's the first step? Taking shelter of the bona fide Guru. And Savda Labdhapanena Cha. And offer him everything. Why? Because none of us have seen Bhagavan Krishna. You can only see him at the time of perfection. Then how we can understand what is good for us, how to progress in spiritual life? That is Bhagavan's representative, the form of pure Guru. And you should offer him everything. What does that mean? Does that mean we should all come and put on our wills, I give everything to my Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Maharaj? Do we hand over all our money, all our cars, all our family members? This is not what Guru wants from us. What does Guru want from us? He's not interested in any material possessions that we have. What does he want? He wants us. No? Our independence. Don't move according to your own desire. Move according to the desire of Gurudev. And Gurudev's desire is the desire of Bhagavan. Therefore offer everything we have to the bona fide representative of Krishna. And he will not misguide you if he is a bona fide Guru. No? Therefore the first step is faith. Faith on Guru, offering him everything. And Guru will teach you what? Sarunena Sangha Bhaktena. Guru will teach you how to associate with the Vaishnavas. Nowadays people don't take any proper instruction from Guru. They abuse Vaishnavas, they treat everyone very badly, they misuse everyone because they never did Sangha of any Guru. Therefore Guru teaches how to do Vaishnava Sangha. And then Vaishnavas and Guru will teach you Iswara Aradhanena Cha. They will teach you the process of worship of Bhagavan. Prahlad said, what's the worship of Bhagavan? Shradaya Tatkatayams Cha. He will give you faith in the process of hearing. Then he will teach you Sankirtana Gunakarmaka. Then he will teach you how to chant the qualities and activities of Bhagavan. Then Tad Padam Buddha Dhyana. Gradually you will be purified and you can always remember Krishna. Then Tad Langikshara Aranadimi. And Gurudev will engage in the service of Thakurji, the deity in the temple. So Prahlad gave so many wonderful instructions. If you read 7th Canto of Bhagavatam, you can see the great instructions. But then very easily, the boy said, how we can start? What can we do? Then Prahlad said, it's very easy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
You've been taking that LSD, boy. You are high.
Devotees don't take drugs, Father. We give up all type of sinful.
You're living on a drug. You're a walking drug. What are you doing? Where is your God? Where is your Vishnu? You people believe in Vishnu?
Yes!
You believe in Vishnu?
Yes!
Don't talk that nonsense now. This is all a figment of your imagination. You hear me? There is no Vishnu. And even if there was a Vishnu, I will take care of him. And I'm going to show you, where is your Vishnu?
Father, he is everywhere. But you've never seen him.
Everywhere? Is he behind that pillar?
Father,
is he behind that pillar?
He is in that pillar.
You see, he's on LSD. Watch. Hey, where is Vishnu? Where is he? You can't kill me. It said I can't be killed in the day or the night. You can't kill me. It said I cannot be killed on the land, on the sea, in the air. You can't kill me.
You're on my lap, or on your custom pool.
It said I can't be killed in any day, any week, any month, any year. How can you kill me? You can't kill me. I am practically immortal. You hear me? I am immortal.
Think again, it's leap year.
Wait. So I cannot be killed by any man, any demon, any animal, snake. You can't kill me.
Open your eyes. I am half man, half lion, supreme Lord to kill you.
My son.
Please, I beg. You cannot kill me. Not by any weapon. Inside, outside.
We're in a doorway, and these are my sharp nails.
to pierce your chest and rip out your heart.
Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, please start immediate drama.
Ladies and gentlemen, to you a beautiful drama prepared by the youth of the Bhaktivedanta Society and based on one day when Radharani was eagerly waiting for Krishna, and she found out that Krishna was not at the Kunja. And she refused to see Krishna, although she cannot tolerate the acute planning of her separation from her Lord. When Krishna was not to be found, she couldn't understand that. And she appealed to Vrinda Devi, who told her the way. And I leave the rest to you to see and experience.
Those who took pictures and they collected some donations by begging, they can come to Sri Gurudev and give him Hare Krishna. Just while we're waiting for the drama to begin, of course you know that Sri Gurudev is going to Durban tomorrow. Today our festival will continue for another 2 days, so it's only 40 minutes down the road. So everyone please come. It's there in Battersea Avenue. The service will march hold there in Reservoir Hills. So it'll be the same time, 5:30 to like around about 8 o'clock. So please everyone come with your families and friends. It'll be a very, very wonderful program. And Swami Gurudev will there, he will begin with the topics of Sri Krishna Vrindavan in the 10th canto Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. If you don't know where the program is, and also at the book table, there's invitations with the full address and contact details also.
Decorated her kunj very beautifully with the help of her sakis, the intimate friends headed by Lalita and Vishaka. Radharani was anxiously waiting inside her kunj for her beloved Krishna. Every moment that went by seemed like a millennium. Radharani became increasingly sad and depressed, thinking that Krishna would not come. Her sakis could not bear to see her intense separation mood, so they sent a messenger to find out if Krishna was coming or not.
Will you please go and see if Krishna is coming or not?
On her way, she meets another messenger.
I know where Krishna is.
The messenger returns to Radharani's kunj and reports this news to Lalita. With hearing this, she becomes very angry, and her friend tried to calm her down.
I found out where Sri Krishna is. He's in Chandraki's kunj.
Upon hearing this news, Radharani's mood becomes leftish, rapidly to the topmost degree. Her mood becomes anger.
If that Krishna comes, don't allow him inside my kunj. He's so ungrateful. He's such a rascal.
Krishna comes running. He is out of breath and sees two very fierce doorkeepers. Who are they? Lalita and Vishaka.
You unreliable rascal, where have you been? Radhika has decorated this kunj so beautifully. Why have you come so late?
Please excuse me. Please excuse me. I am a great offender. Please tell Yosaki I'm here and begging to be excused.
Vishaka enters the kunj. She finds Radharani crying.
Has my Krishna come? Why should Krishna come to me? I'm very ill-fated. I will burn in this blazing fire of separation. Let me be burnt to ashes
Vishaka is unable to say anything because of the condition that Saki is in. She returns to the gate of the Kund.
I am a great offender and realized it. But if you let me in, your Saki can see my Shama Sundar form and all the sulkiness will disappear.
You cheater! Get off from here! Just get out! I think you have forgotten that although you are Mother Mohan, the enchanter of Cupid, my Saki is Mother Mohan Mohini, the enchantress of Mother Mohan. Is our Saki really for your beauty, or are you really for her love, Krishna? One day, you will have to cry and cry and cry. You will have to cry for Radharani's love. Now just get out of here.
Krishna did not know what to do and went to the bank of the Yamuna river and took off all his ornaments and rolled in the mud and began to cry. Purnamasi is Yoga Maya, and she arranges all the leelas in Rajabhumi. Although she knows everything, she still inquired what was wrong with Krishna when she saw him. After Krishna revealed everything to Purnamasi, she sent Vrindadevi to make arrangements for the meeting of Radha and Krishna.
I, Vrindadevi, Purnamasi has told me everything. I understand that you have become the rose because Radharani refuses to meet you, and there is nothing you can do to meet her and break her silence.
Sure.
There is, but one means so. If you do what I say, then there is hope.
Certainly I'll do whatever you say. Cannot understand what to do. I'm simply bewildered.
You will have to give him this cowhide boy dress. You have such nice curling hair in your head, but you have to shave it off. No more curling hair. You'll have to give up that peacock feather too. Don't stand in his way, sweep up her, bend in 3 places. Give up all these things. As for your blackish body, no. Take up your yellow garment, put on a saffron garment and become a beggar. Throw away your Mohan flute. Yes, Krishna, no more enchanting flute. But I will give you an instrument, a tambourine, and I will teach you a very beautiful song. That by singing and playing the tambourine, go to Radha's Kunj. If you do what I say, and then there is some hope for you to meet her. Srimate Radhe Vadani Mani Kamaya Bhavasi Ramani.
As soon as Vrindadevi spoke these words, Krishna immediately took the form of Sannyas Thakur. Sannyas Thakur arrives at the gate singing a song. Vishaka and Lalita see him.
Oh, Sannyasi Thakur, where did you learn such a beautiful song from?
I am a guru, Gandharva, and she has taught me the song.
Why have you come here and what do you want?
I am a sannyasi. I do not want anything from this material world. I have given everything up.
All right, Sannyasi Thakur. My dear Saki is very distressed. Can you calculate the fortune of Markanda Saki?
Oh yes, I know how to do that. My guru has taught me how to calculate fortune.
Please wait here while I fetch my Saki. Come and see a nice sannyasi has come to read your fortune.
Please excuse me, but I cannot understand any lady. I am a sannyasi.
Then how can you calculate?
By seeing the lines on my forehead, remove the veil and I will calculate.
Our Saki does not look at any first veil in this world.
Why is this? I am a dandi sannyasi. I've given up everything. I'm only a beggar, praying for prayer.
Vishaka removes the veil and Sannyas Thakur forms changes into Krishna and decides Radharani.
Oh Radhe, all your leelas are meant for my pleasure. You do not want to touch the body of no one but me. Just like I do not want to touch the body of anyone but you. When your love is fully sighted, I get some pleasure out of it. I could not find any other means to break his softness. This is why I put on the sannyasi cloth and became a beggar, terribly troubled.
This is how Krishna has to cry. Krishna has to cry and become a sannyasi, begging for the love of Radharani. In the meantime, Purnamasi had ordered Vrindadevi to engage all the manjaris in decorating the kunj. So they have decorated the kunj and swing for Radha and Krishna. This is the Manjari Bhava Seva. Our mood is as Manjari Bhava, and we just offer service to Radha and Krishna in that mood.
Radha Krishna Prana Gora Yugala Kishora Shivale Varale Gati Adalani Gora Radha Krishna Prana Gora
Ram.